shy of 85,000. So there is some left over in there. We can scroll down to the round 2 grants awarded. So the round 2 grants, we awarded 79,612, and to date, we have 51,850 that's been reimbursed. There's still a couple out there to be reimbursed, excuse me. There are some that didn't reimburse the full amount that was requested, which was nice. So there'll be some savings that'll roll over into the fund balance in that fund. We could scroll to the next page, please. And so this is just an outline of the budget that was approved during the budget process by City Council. It looks very similar to FY26. If you remember last year, we had the added expenses with the CRRC coming online. And so the way the ordinance reads that at least 60% will be allocated to the operations and maintenance of that building. And then the other 40% goes to the FCTA. So out of the $550,000 budgeted for revenues, which is flat from year to year, we had $220,000 again allocated to the FCTA. So that's what you have to work with tonight. And then during the next meeting for round 2 grants, there's 220,000. I will note that the mayor had asked an increase for the fireworks to go to 40,000 instead of 30,000. So if that's something that you're willing to do, then we can add that. And that'll leave 180,000 to be allocated out to the grants. So just passing around the message because increased costs, and I think there were some issues with last year's firework program. We didn't want to repeat those. He's asking for an additional $10,000 for that program. So, and then if we scroll to the next page, please. Oh, and I will point out there's budgeted to be just about $800,000 left in the fund. So the fund's still continuing to operate on a very healthy basis between the CRC operations and maintenance and the FCTA program. So again, this is just a blank sheet of what we just saw for this coming year. There's $220,000 allocated. Whatever you do for the fireworks, that'll come out for the grants. And then there's a list of the presentations that you're going to hear tonight. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
So if we do the $10,000 at the mayor's request, that will leave us 180 grand for tonight?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Any other questions from the board? Mr. Hannon?
It's 180 for tonight or for the whole?
For the whole year. So last year, what we did it a little differently. So we did a special council meeting where we discussed what was going to be allocated out for round 1 grants and round 2 grants. And I think last year we allocated 57,005 for each of the 2 rounds, leaving 42,005 left over to kind of be split between what was left. We didn't do that special council meeting this year to talk about it. So it's up to you. You guys have $220,000 to play with. You'll have the request in front of you, but that $220,000 does have to last all year. If for whatever reason we get a whole bunch of interest and we want to look at maybe adding it, I don't think the CRRC expenses are ever going to total what we have allocated because we have the Boys and Girls Club operating that building and it's brand new. So there's not a whole lot of maintenance and upkeep. We just have to allocate it out by our own ordinance. So we may be able to use some of that money too if we get down to it in the round 2 grants and we want to, allocate some extra ones. We can talk about that though.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, if we did it twice a year, it's 110 per cycle for 220 max.
Correct.
Max. Okay, just making sure. Thank you.
Mr. Mendoza?
Thank you, Mr. Carson. With the amount requested, I have this long draft of an Excel sheet with funded last award session and then amount requested this year. With these amounts that are requested this year, it equals about 101,000. Are these this is just for the total year that they're requesting, and we're going to this evening decide on what we're going to allocate out of that annual request?
Correct. So you have what they're requesting tonight. So you're going to hear 9 presentations for the first round of grants. What they're requesting, you don't have to award the whole amount. I think last year there were a couple where they requested like 20,000 and we awarded 13,000. So it all depends on what you want to do as a board, how you want to allocate those funds out if you feel the need to do that. That's just what they're requesting based on what they have going on, and the final decision lies with you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to go ahead and approve the $10,000 that the mayor's requested.
I'll make a second.
The additional 10,000 for the fireworks?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. That way it's covered.
I
And
second.
It is the 25th and it is the 250th. And I know we ended up cutting fireworks short last year. We had some problems. We don't want to do that because I think we're gonna have a pretty big crowd this year.
Yep.
So I have a motion. Mr. Hannon has seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And,
Mr.
and like I said, as we get through the second round, if you wanted to approve the entire 101,000 and we get to the next round of grants and there's another 100,000, we'll talk about where the funding could come from if you wanted to go that route. So, okay,
All right. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Item number 3, possible action, review and discussion on FCTA grant application request submitted for fiscal year 26-27, round 1, which is July through December of a grant cycle. 3.1 is Fernley Youth Softball. If the representative can come up to the podium, please, with your presentation.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Gabe Leha on behalf of Fernley Youth Softball Tournaments. This is the crew here. This is my 10U Blaze team. Say hi, girls.
Hi.
And to start off, we have a video for you guys that was made at one of our events, and a couple of you council members are in the actual video themselves. So thank you for participating in that. Thank you. And the girls have just a little something to say. Talk loud. Go ahead.
My name is Riley, and we are Friendly Softball.
My name is Emma. Thank you for supporting us.
My name is Lily. We love playing in softball.
My name is Salem. We couldn't do it without your help.
My name is Winter. In support, thank you for giving.
My name is Aline. A chance to play the game we love.
questions or anything else, let's tell you about what's going on about the event. So the event that we do here is Friendly Youth Softball Tournaments. We couldn't do this without the help of you guys and the FCTA, Lyon County. We appreciate everything you do for us. It allows us to continue to bring tournaments to Friendly, which is a huge injection of it's nice for our kids to be able to play in their backyard, and it's nice for a huge economic impact as far as what these tournaments bring into our town. So something we always talk about is beds and heads. Mr. Mendoza kind of said something earlier that struck me about a couple days ago, and I wanted to kind of get some numbers, exact numbers for you guys, because we always try to track them. I think those numbers are good to watch and good to see. And so if you take a look, this softball tournaments, we had 7 softball tournaments last year, 3 local hotel partners. Last year alone, we sold 3,980 total rooms with the events coming in. So 3,980 rooms. I mean, it's definitely a step up from when we started, where we were hoping we were getting, a block per hotel. They were only allowing me 15 to 20 rooms per hotel. And I know we talked about that over the last few years. And it's gotten to the point now where they're not even giving me an access code anymore, or they're giving me a code, but we're not worried about tracking it. They're just saying carte blanche across the whole hotel. If you look, 4 out of 7 events sold out 2 nights, so Friday night, Saturday night, and then 3 out of 7 our events sold out Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. In Fernley, the average for 2025, the average for Fernley room rate was $130 to $150. During our tournaments, they are now $185 to $210 a room, and it was done by design. So this is us working with the hotels saying, hey guys, we've done a good job. We have a need and a want. So we've created the supply and the demand. So now let's go ahead and continue to, because when we go to these other hotels, I gave them what we pay at other places when we travel. And I said, just to let you know, this is what we're still well under that 225 to 260 threshold at the 180 to 210. And so they said, okay, let's do it. And I said, if it's a win-win for us, we're capturing that money, outside money coming in, and that's a huge thing for us. But thank you guys again. We look forward to it this year. On this cycle, we have 5 weekends going on. So it's 5 separate events. And again, that's how we get the numbers and possible what we do. So thank you again. Hope to see you guys out. Mr. Mendoza, the girl said they haven't seen you throw a softball yet. They've seen Albert and they see Mr. Hannon. So they'd like to see you go out there and work on it.
As long as they practice with me first.
I don't know. Girls are mean, man. They're tough. They're tougher than the boys. So questions?
They made me throw from the circle. I wasn't allowed to get in front of the circle. So
No, they backed them up. He tried to cheat too.
I did. Mr. Hannon?
Thank you, Chairman. It's always good to see you guys. You guys are in the group of my top favorites. You guys have done an amazing job. Like I said, this is like planting seeds and growing, and you've grown so big and so prosperous. It's great for the city. We really appreciate that. It was intimidating, that underhanded throw. And I was just telling somebody the other day, I was hiking and I was telling him, God, I don't know how they do that. It's just so fast. It's really amazing to see all the kids out there. Great to see the parents, great to see the community involved. So we wish you the best on your event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mendoza, you have anything else? Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate it. Thank you, ladies. Item 3.2, Nevada Veterans Coalition, Wreaths Across America.
There we go. Good evening, and thanks for having us here. My name is Rich Crombie. I'm the president of the Nevada Veterans Coalition. And before we get into everything that we all kind of know about Wreaths Across America, but sincerely, I've talked to a lot of the members. Of course, we see them just about every day, and we do our services. And wanted to express our appreciation on behalf of the Veterans Coalition to the city of Fernley and the FCTA and everything for supporting us that the way you guys have over the years. I mean, because it's something where, you know, our veterans are very important. Of course, you have the gem of this cemetery out here in your own backyard, and the way you guys support that is really, it means a lot because we're able to do the things that we're able to do, namely Wreaths Across America, which is coming up in December. They typically do it on the second weekend or the second Saturday of the month, but for whatever reason, the national organization is doing it on the third Saturday. So just make note of that. It's on December 19th. So pretty close to Christmas, but still it's going to be a big event. And a lot of you folks have been out there for all of these events. We just had an incredibly successful Memorial Day service. We had about 1,500 people show up, and Sharon, our treasurer, she's not here tonight, but she made sure, let them know that at least half, she says about 50 to 55% of the people that come are from outside of Fernley, which I think is the goal. We want to bring folks in from all over, from Reno, obviously, and Fallon, and the lake and everything, and they come. So a lot of what we do with the Wreaths Across America, as you well know, you know, in this case, we're looking for support to help us pay for the advertising, which is simply just letting folks know to come on out to this incredible event. And rain or shine, I mean, typically we'll always get 1,500 to 2,000. And in December, it's always iffy, as you know. You know, sometimes we've had the worst Nevada weather that you can imagine, and we still get over 1,000 people that come out there and support. And certainly when it's a great day, you know, we can certainly double that. But either way, you know, we're up to, actually last year we did 8,600 wreaths. We're looking for probably 8,900 to 9,000. We have to get the final count from Gabe, the superintendent out there at the cemetery, and we'll know more about that, you know, as we get. So right now we're raising funds for the wreaths. We always start in January. So we've been actually fundraising since January to make sure we get our number so that come December, we can make sure every single grave is covered out there with the wreaths. And as you know, they stay up for a month, and then we bring them down sometime in the middle or the end of January. So, you know, so hopefully you're willing to extend a hand again and help us do what we do, which is go out there and honor our vets. And you know, it's a national program, as you well know, Wreaths Across America. Every single cemetery, I think the last count was over 4,500 cemeteries across the country. Of course, we are definitely one of them. And so 4.5 million wreaths are laid on that day, of which we have now nearly 9,000 of those. And then just so you know, too, we also take some of them over. We're kind of the I should say we're like the spearhead of the campaign, because nobody else does any formal ceremony in Northern Nevada. They do down in Southern Nevada, the state cemetery down at Boulder City, but we kind of lead the charge. And so there's some like Lone Pine Cemetery. There's some, you know, there's one in Fallon. They have a few veterans there. Like, can we get a few wreaths from you? Because we don't have anything. We can't raise the money, et cetera, et cetera. And so we do. We generally allocate a couple of hundred wreaths to make sure that they go to those cemeteries. We did, actually, we sent, I think, about 25 of them to Lovelock, you know, because they don't have anything. And so they kind of lean on us. They look to Fernley and our cemetery up here to kind of support all of Northern Nevada, because no vet, no matter where they're buried, should be forgotten. So, you know, Wreaths Across America speaks for itself. The Nevada Veterans Coalition is always very appreciative of everything that you guys do. We just had 2 services today. We have more this week. I mean, they just, sadly, as you well know, it's part of life, but they keep coming, and we just keep doing what we do. So this year is not going to be any different. So we can't bank on the weather, but we're going to be there no matter what. Rain, wind, snow, all 3 in the same day. As you well know, right, Mr. Mayor? Yeah. But anyway, so that's pretty much it. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to take them. But again, we appreciate all the support you guys give us. And just so you know, too, I wanted to preface too. I'm sorry, I forgot to say, the monies that we've used that we get to help pay for the printing of the programs, also the print advertising. And we do digital advertising in the RGJ. We get 10,000 impressions on the RGJ digital in Reno, and then all the print. So we'll typically do 3 print ads, you know, big, either half page, quarter page. Sometimes I think we did half page for Memorial Day, but where we'll get in the on the Sunday prior to, and then the Wednesday, and then the Friday leading up to. And then I usually do a pretty good job of getting all of the TV stations together. We don't give them any money, but they do give us some airtime, which is great. But the radio is huge. You know, I'll get on at least 6 radio stations, all the biggest ones, you know, KOH and cable and the rock stations and everything. We reach a whole spectrum of audience. And so all of that money goes to pay for the radio ads. We had this last time during Memorial Day, and we kind of mirror it for Reach Across America, but it's about 200 paid ads, of which we get at least 200 in kind. To go along with that is under the public service announcement type of a category, but they'll bonus us a lot more ads. So we really leverage that money to make sure we get the most coverage. And it, again, typically works. We always, you know, get at least a couple thousand people out here, of which half of them are from out of town. So the idea being, hopefully they are buying gas, whether it's at Terrible's or somewhere, or they're eating somewhere, they're eating at the casinos, or eating at Black Bear or wherever, and, you know, dumping a little bit of money here back into the town. So any questions for me? Oh,
Mr. Hannon?
Thank you, Chairman Torres. Rich, I always tell everyone, you've got the voice of an angel. You're
thanks.
the Casey Kasem of the veterans.
Yeah.
When you MC these events, you set a tone of professionalism that is just stellar. It's
thank
unlike
you.
anything that I've ever experienced before. And I think it helps deepen the mood and the atmosphere and helps people acknowledge, you know,
Right.
what we're really doing there and how important that is. So I just want to thank you.
Well, thank you.
I got a little bit of a crush with your voice there. It's just amazing. I love it. So everything you do, all the videos that you guys do, it's just so professional. It's so well done. It just really helps draw people in and make people focused on the issue. So I just want to thank you very much for all your hard work. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, no, and we all love it. I mean, every time we leave a service and we do something, or whether it's Memorial Day or whatever it is, and folks come up to us, and we've had some from out of state that just moved here. You know, I had a guy from Arizona. He said, "We just moved here. We heard it on the radio, and this is absolutely amazing." We had just last week a service, some folks from Pennsylvania. Never been here before, never been to Fernley, never been to Reno, never been certainly the cemetery. And they said, this is one of the most beautiful cemeteries they think they've ever seen. And they were just so impressed by it all. And that's the other thing too. I always, you know, whenever I'm doing the ads or the TV commercials or the interviews and things, I always tell people, you know, just don't come on those 2 days. You need to come out here at any time. That cemetery is always open. It's our own little corner of, you know, we don't have Washington, D.C. with the giant monuments, but we got some really cool monuments out there. You could bring kids out there and educate them, show them what it's like, you know, show them that big piece of artillery at the Marine Corps monument, or, you know, what does the POW thing mean, and all that, you know, all of that stuff. There's some really cool stuff there. So it's our honor. It's our pleasure. We're going to continue to do it. Yes, sir.
Mr. Mendeza?
Yeah, and I recognize you being out of uniform. I usually
I know.
see you in uniform. So thank you for coming. I just want to say thank you for all that you guys do and appreciate it. My wife's family is very heavily in the military and has a huge military background, and it means a lot that we have this in our backyard. And I appreciate you guys working to keep that thing moving.
Absolutely.
Because it is a lot of work. And I know the labor of love is going into it. So thank you guys, and looking forward to supporting you guys.
Well, thank you.
Totally different look outside of your Class A's. So
Yeah.
we're standing outside. I go, I know who it is, but I'm
Yeah.
I'm a little slow.
Next time I will wear my Class A's. How about that?
Dress comfortably. I know what
Okay,
Class A's
all
are
right.
like. Dress comfortably, please.
All right.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation and your time.
All right.
All the stuff you guys do.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Three point three, Fernley Junior Rodeo Association.
Good evening. Thank you for having us here. I'm coming before you this evening to seek funding from the Fernley Tourism Grant for the annual Fernley Junior Rodeo. This event has been a fixture among the rodeo community.
Sir, can you tell us your name first?
Oh, sorry about that. My name is Dante Sarasola.
Thank you.
But as I was saying, this event has been a fixture in the Fernley, or in the rodeo community, for the last 35 years. And as a former participant and current director of the Fernley Junior Rodeo Association, I'm asking for your consideration allocating grant funds to our nonprofit organization. By allotting us funds, you are enabling the association to continue offering a rodeo that brings in over 100 contestants from all over Nevada, as well as Idaho and Utah, including Oregon and California as well. Along with the contestants come family, friends, and fans that swell that number to almost 200. In honor of Stan Sarasola, a lifelong Fernley resident, my own family member, we will be continuing an annual memorial roping in his honor that adds to the number of people that come to this event. And it also brings an influx of business to the local economy, including gas stations, grocery stores, motels, restaurants, and the local farm and ranch supply stores. Not only does the rodeo increase local economy, it piques the interests of local residents, given an opportunity to see livestock, horses, and the Western culture. We often have people coming in, like, can we pet your horses? And it's always good for the kids, and other kids get to show off their own animals and interact and make friends and, form bonds. We thank you for allowing us the opportunity to continue this event, offering the city of Fernley an up-close and personal look into the world of rodeo. Thank you.
Any questions from the board? You guys do a great job. Thanks, Dante, for coming in. And I understand that mom is delivering piglets.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Right on. She gets a free pass.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
An emergency call on my part. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
Stuff at the farm's always happening. So.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Item 3.4, Fernley Community Foundation. This one's for Fernstock Concert 2026.
Good evening, Cody Wagner, Chair, Fernley Community Foundation. Start with just two quick updates that relate to the two proposals that we sent in. So we typically would not submit two. We did get approved for $4,000 from last funding period for Foundation Fridays. We will not be using that because we were not able to start the events. The reason we weren't able to start the event was our construction up at Polaris Plaza, which, as Councilman Mendoza up there knows, has taken a long time, a lot longer than we anticipated, due to some more strenuous regulations than we were anticipating, but it is getting done. It is coming along awesome. We're getting the electrical done right now. And so we're going to be able to launch that event in the second half of this year instead of the first half. So one of the grant applications we're asking for is basically a rollover of funds from last funding period. I know that makes things difficult for Mr. Carson, and I apologize, but we will not be using the $4,000 from last funding period in place of this funding period. All right, with that, next slide, please. I'll talk about Fernstock. So Fernstock is the typical event that we come in the second funding period to ask for funds for. We've been holding this event since 2019. It is our main fundraiser for the year. We asked specifically for funding to help support the free public concert that we do on the lawn. For a long time, we did it in the dirt lot behind the senior center, which was great for what it was, but now we actually have a reasonable concert venue to hold this thing at. So it's really neat. We've already booked both bands for this year. The teacher band will be the opener. Jake's Garage Band, who has played at the Rib Cook-Off, Hot August Nights. They even played at the Reno Rodeo concert one year. Will be headlining. It's a group that I've tried to get out here a couple times, and they finally committed this year. Our main purpose is really right now helping to raise money and awareness for city-owned assets, including the CRRC and now Polaris Plaza, hopefully a future gymnasium. We typically have about 500 people in attendance. So we hold our fundraising dinner right before the concert, which we usually sell about 200 tickets for. And then about 300 additional people show up throughout the course of the night that did not attend our dinner. So that brings us to about 500 people. We always try to bring something creative to the table for this event. So this year, we have the possibility of actually bringing in a 15-foot LED screen for backstage. And that's going to help us, like during intermission, advertise sponsors. We're going to make sure we put the city accommodations, the hotels up there. And then during the shows themselves, the bands will be able to do some cool visuals with their music. So that total cost for that asset is $1,500, and we're kind of in addition to what we typically do with our advertising. We were asking the city to help sponsor that screen, and we'll certainly include the city of Fernley as one of the main sponsors for the event. It is set for Saturday, August 22nd, CRC lawn. Again, some of our promotional materials are already ready to go. I am sure our dinner will sell out. It'll be held in the CRC for the first time this year, and we're really looking forward to that event. Any questions specifically about Fernstock?
I don't see any.
Okay. I think I'll hang out right here until your next agenda item.
Hey, I do have a question.
Go ahead, Mr. Mendoza.
Will you guys be selling like advertising space on that LED screen to other businesses?
Yeah, typically what we're going to do is sell sponsorships to, we have three different sponsorship packages. The top two packages actually include tickets to our dinner as well. We'll include those sponsors, but we also have a sponsor package that is just for the screen that doesn't include those dinner tickets. So it'll include all sponsors for every level. Yeah. If you're interested.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next item, 3.5 and Foundation Fridays.
All right. Again, Cody Wagner, Chair, Fernley Community Foundation. So this is the rollover one from last year. I promised to the other groups, there's so many great events that come here. We do not intend to put together two proposals in the same grant funding period. Again, this is a one-time deal. So Foundation Fridays, there's kind of a gap here in the farmers market. For a long time, the poolside farmers market was great. A lot of people, I think, enjoyed going to that. That's discontinued. So we're kind of trying to help fill that gap, utilize Polaris Plaza. As you can see, we've constructed a building. We have some turf out there. The city has some restrooms that hopefully will be usable soon. We'll have lighting. And so we're asking for $4,000. We're going to try to do 3 of them. So the first Friday of each month in July, August, and September. We're going to launch this thing July 3rd, which coincides with the city's 25th anniversary celebration. I know Jessica and April and the rest of the city team have put in a lot of work to helping to plan this. I've helped with the planning on the Friday event. So we're bringing in a big stage, kind of like we do for Fernstock. It is a different stage with different bands to celebrate. And this is really a city-lit event, but it's going to coincide with this Foundation Fridays in our first one. So we'll have the farmers market vendors. We'll have the food trucks. We'll be utilizing that lawn space as kind of a social gathering area. We're asking for so our foundation is going to take on the funding to pay the bands for that evening, even though it's a city event. We're asking for some help in doing that as part of our request. As you can see, we already have a logo ready to go. We do pay an actual marketing team. We're not doing the AI stuff. So this is a real flyer made by a real person ready to go. We'll create similar flyers for the August and September events. We are renting restrooms inside the CRC from the Boys and Girls Club until the restroom facility there in Polaris Plaza is open, which hopefully is going to happen soon. And then we're going to work with the Fernley Reporter. And the other thing we're going to do are guest DJ sessions. I talked about that the last FCTA event. Just an hour long kind of promoting some celebrity in our community who's going to go into the studio, create a music playlist and talk about the community of Fernley to kind of advertise our whole city to everyone who listens to that radio station. We will launch the website as soon as we're done tonight. We have the flyer ready to go. We'll print some flyers. We're going to do some banners and obviously the social media marketing. Any questions about Foundation Fridays?
Questions from the board?
All right. Well, thank you for your support. We really appreciate it.
We have one, Cody, real quick. Mr. Mendoza. He doesn't want to talk to you, Cody. Thank you for your presentation. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Next item, 3.6, JT Ranch and Farm, Reigns of Hope at JT Ranch.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Wes Plount. I'm representing JT Ranch and Farm. We're a 501c3 organization that's responsible for maintaining the facilities, the animals, and the operational infrastructure that goes to support the therapeutic practices of Reigns of Hope of JT Ranch. With me today, I have my wife, Shanna, who is the clinical director of Reigns of Hope at JT Ranch, as well as Tom and Jackie Moxley, who are the owners of JT Ranch and both equine professionals for Reigns of Hope. All of us are on the board for JT Ranch and Farm. Next slide, please. Do I have a slide? Oh, that's perfect. Reigns of Hope at JT Ranch is a therapeutic ranch that provides evidence-based mental health services in Northern Nevada. Our primary focus is on veterans, first responders, children, families, and at-risk youth. One thing that's important to understand about equine-assisted therapy is that it's not simply spending time around horses. It's a structured, clinically guided therapeutic process that has been studied across many populations, including veterans, first responders, children, and individuals who have experienced trauma. As an example, provided up there is a 2024 study that involved first responders, found that participants who completed an 8-week equine-assisted therapy program experienced significant reductions in anxiety, depression, trauma, and related symptoms, while also reporting greater feelings of peace and self-confidence. I am a veteran, and this is the study that resonated most with me. However, there are similar studies producing similar results for other communities as well that we serve. We're requesting $15,000 to help make improvements to the facility prior to our grand opening. The improvements we're looking for is approximately 100 cubic feet of DG so that we can level and provide firm, stable walkways and pathways for our clients, some of who are mobility restricted prior to opening up, as well as we'd like to create some covered enclosures where we can lock up some of the horses that aren't involved in the specific therapy session to isolate them, and that would improve the client experience as they're not bothered by other horses, as well as we've seen it's almost 100 degrees and sunny outside. We could also use that covered area as well. I would like to thank you all. I understand that this is not really a standard application request. So I'd like to thank you for your time and for hearing this proposal out. However, I do believe it does fall in line with the overall goal of the FCTA. We will bring visitors to Fernley. Right now, we have people coming from Carson City, Lovelock, Fallon, and we haven't even had a grand opening yet. We're only seeing a few clients at a time. These people stop and fill their cars up with gas before going home. After the session, they and their families, they go to our restaurants. They're spending money in our local businesses. And even better, we're going to be a sustained, ongoing, every day, year in and year out source of visitors to Fernley. Right now, half of our clients are from outside of the city. So we are currently seeing 17 clients. 8 of them come from outside of Fernley. All of these people, they are filling their gas tanks before they go home. They're eating dinner. They're dropping their children off for sessions and then finding places to shop. So all of these are sources of income for the city that are coming because JT Ranch is here to bring to bring their people to see us. Now I realize that 8 visitors is not going to move the needle, probably not even in Hazen. So let's talk about our growth plans. All of us right now are working full-time jobs, other full-time jobs. Both Jackie and Shanna are transitioning to be full-time at the ranch. We have just now, 3 weeks ago, opened up time slots available for clients to be seen on Thursdays and Fridays. And now we have 17 people coming to see us. As they transition to full-time at the ranch, we expect the client numbers to grow. Once we have a grand opening where we are ready to see clients all the time, estimated fall 2026, if we can get everything in line prior to that. Now we're seeing clients full-time at the ranch. We'll be hiring additional therapists once Shanna's schedule is filled up. Once Jackie's schedule is full up, we will start hiring new clinicians, and that means more people coming to the ranch and more visitors to Fernley. We've already met with and partnered with Vet Cares. So next year we will be hosting veteran retreats at the ranch. And this is 1 week long, vets coming to Fernley to stay, as well as support personnel, camera crews, things like that. Bare minimum, we're talking 20 people as often as we want to do this retreat. They want us here, or they want to be here, and they want us to host it. Additionally, once we have grown some, we want to start hosting. We want to be a teaching facility. So we want to start hosting and partnering with UNR to have practicum students complete their practicum at the ranch, doing therapy with clients at the ranch, as well as clinical supervision of postgraduates. So long story short, what we're trying to say is if you build it, they will come. Prior to ending this, I'd like to share 2 very quick personal stories on why this is so personal to me. I was an instructor at Top Gun from 2007 to 2010, and again from 2014 to 2017. My first time on staff, I met Lieutenant Jacob Rosales, call sign Nips. We showed up together. And we were together and worked together for 3 years. This picture is taken after Nips flew me to re-enlist during a Top Gun event. We left, parted our separate ways. We stayed in touch, remained friends. Our paths crossed from time to time. Nips was battling with a bitter divorce, but Nips also had a very successful career. He became commanding officer of a squadron, and Nips achieved the rank of captain. Sadly, 3 years ago this month, Nips took his own life. It breaks my heart every day to know that my friend felt he had to resort to this. Another veteran suicide. It breaks my heart every day that he didn't have a place to turn and he thought this was his only out. Now I want to talk to you about Amy and Martin. Both Amy and Martin were stationed with me on the USS Kitty Hawk from 1995 until 2000. Amy again was stationed with me doing counter drug ops in Key West from 2001 to about 2003. Years later, Amy and Martin met again, and they dated and they got married. 3 years after they got married, they went to Mexico for a vacation. Martin got sick. Martin never came home. He died in a Mexican hospital. I stayed in touch with Amy, and I was worried about her, far more worried about Amy than I ever would have been about Nips. And she eventually retired, and she moved to Tennessee. This is Amy's comment to my most recent Facebook post about Reigns of Hope. She found an equine therapy ranch in Tennessee, and it has helped her. My goal is to make more Amy stories and less Nip stories. Thank you for your time. Do you have any questions for me?
Mr. Hannon?
Thank you, Chairman Torres. Was a very moving presentation. It almost seems like it would be fitting to have some events in their name. Can I ask you a question? Whose idea was to start this project? Not that I'm putting you on the spot. I'm just curious.
It is a combination between Shanna, Jackie, and Tom. So I'll let them answer that question.
You would do that too. Shanna Plout, for the record. One of my best friends from San Diego, her husband was actually stationed here and introduced me to my husband. And she works in Fallon at the CETA office. And my therapy, my private practice is located in Fallon, right next door. And she always knew that I wanted to work with animals, but my husband was a reluctant participant. He always said, no more heartbeats. So my thoughts of having a ranch were pretty much squashed soon until she introduced us to Tom and Jackie Moxley. And then we met, and ever since we kind of started Reigns of Hope. And my husband was introduced to one of our new therapy horses, Freckles. And from there, he was hooked, and he said, I'm 100% in. How can we help our vets and first responders? And then here we are. Yeah.
I just want to share something with you. I had a next door neighbor recently, within the last 2 years. He worked at Fallon Naval Air Station. He took his own life in the house next to mine. And young guy, bright future, ceiling's the limit. Beautiful girlfriend. They were just a beautiful couple. And even to this day, I struggle with how somebody could do that and what drives someone. It's hard to understand. If you haven't gone through depression, it's really hard to understand the lengths at which people go to sort of stop that pain. And so before I crack up here and start, I just want to thank you very much. And this is very important. It's very much needed. And I support it 100%. So thank you.
Thank you.
Can I add something? Jackie Moxley, for the record. Back in early 2000s, the reason we got horses was because I actually dealt with a lot of depression myself and anxiety. And we actually got horses. And I had told my husband the horses will stay the horses will not leave. You will leave before my horses do. Because he saw, as well as I knew, how much they help. Like a horse, the horse heart rate will regulate theirs to yours within 4 to 5 feet of them. And a lot of people don't understand and recognize that, but it's truly amazing. And if you haven't witnessed it yourself, I encourage you to come down and check it out.
Ms. Mendoza?
If I come down and check it out, will that animal be there?
Yes, that's Charlie.
Yes,
That's Charlie.
that is Charlie.
All right. I just want to make sure it wasn't a cardstock photo.
That's Charlie.
She gives kisses. Yes.
Nice. Perfect. No, thank you guys for coming and presenting. Appreciate what you guys are doing and looking forward to helping you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So real quick for you guys, you guys know, retired 25 years in law enforcement. So when I finally pulled the plug, I had to decompress, and that took some time. Also have my youngest brother did 6 years in a FOB in the Army with 10th Mountain in Afghanistan. And the brother right underneath me, who I'm closest to, did 25 years in the Army. He retired last June, but 20 of those years with 2nd Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment. So he had 9 deployments between Iraq, Afghanistan, and he was on a QRF, Quick Reaction Force, when the terrorists hit Mumbai. He was there within 24 hours. Huge steps were taken to bring him back and get him on the level. So I 100% totally understand what you guys are going through, and what you guys do and what you're representing. So thank you guys for doing that. And the Moxleys know that not as a councilman, just as myself, been out there, and I'm here for you guys to support whatever you guys want to do. So thank you guys. Okay, 3.7, Fernley Aces Art and Culture Event Squad Inferno Music Festival.
Good evening. Jamie Daniels for the record. And in case you guys didn't hear, we actually had a change up on our board of directors. So I'm the president of the Fernley Aces. Levon is now our secretary, and Buddy Wagner here is our treasurer. So we're excited about some changes, and also a little sad to see things changing around the Aces, but I think it'll be a positive overall. But today we are here to talk to you guys about our new event, Inferno. So I'll bring your attention to that video first. So that first video, or that video there, is just like a quick little snippets of all the kinds of things we did at Inferno. And honestly, that first year was a really good proof of concept for us to say, like, look what we can do and look what we can build here. And we know it has a ton of potential. So we're really excited about it. I'm going to pass it over to Levon to tell you a little more.
Hi, guys. Big fans. Longtime listener, first time caller. I am Levon Wagner. I'm going to correct her. My actual official title is Chief Hype Beast Officer. She scratched that first secretary off the record, please. So yes, Inferno was a wild brainchild of my husband and I's. And it was a wild ride to get this to come to fruition. And what really makes this really unique is that everybody ended up being on board with it. The fire department actually said we should go bigger, which was very exciting. And one of the things that we really want to stress is that Inferno was a concept, and everything that we did this year, we did as much by ourselves as we possibly could to show a baseline. It would be a shame if we cannot keep the momentum that we have currently, because once this wild event took place and took hold, people were immediately asking us for next year. Can we get the, no, where's the clicky? Oh, I made the video, but I'm terrible with technology. Alrighty, so this year we are asking for things a little bit differently because we really put a lot of emphasis with the funds that you allocated to us last year on advertising, and it was very helpful, and we greatly appreciated that. And so with that, we have quite a few responses from the community. Now, this is one post. This was our initial thank you post to the community for being involved with what we've done. And the reception was so cool. We had so many people saying it was their first music festival, and it was awesome that it was right in our backyards. And that was really, it was exciting for us. We really wanted to emphasize community and Fernley because, I mean, it's in the title, Inferno. So it was really great to see what the reception was from the community, and we hope to build on that. But with that, we're hoping Inferno will build to our fundraiser. And what we're looking at is we're hoping to project a future goal. We want to make this like a mini Aftershock. Aftershock pulls in $30 million in just outside revenue for the local economy in Sacramento. And I don't see, with everything that we have encountered in reception of our festival, that we cannot eventually get there. And how incredible would that be? Also, with some numbers from Aftershock, 75% of their revenue is actually out of country. Is that going to be year two? Probably not. but we can hope. So far, we had about a third of the people that bought tickets to our festival were out of state, which we're pretty pumped about. We did not expect that for our first year, but we got it. So that was awesome. For the numbers, I'm going to actually pass it over to the treasury guy over here.
Hi, Buddy Wagner, treasurer. Yeah, like she said, we had 30% of our ticket sales were actually out of state, coming from Sacramento, Merced, Stockton, Chico, Oregon, yeah, Salt Lake City. We had someone come in from Michigan even to fly in for this. We had, actually, let me pull out my numbers.
Yeah,
So-
please forgive us. The end of festival season, we're all real tuckered out.
Yeah.
The presentation got a little away from us, but we have plenty of numbers that we can email you at any moment.
So with the advertising money that we had, we did primarily focus on Fernley, Fallon, and kind of the Northern Nevada area. And about 15% of our advertising money went to out of state. But even with that, we were able to attract about 30% of our ticket buyers out of state. And around 35% of the people that showed up actually stayed overnight and camped on site at the event. So we don't have exact numbers of how many people bought hotel rooms, but we did have anecdotal, comments from people saying that they were, staying in town. And a lot of the bands that came in from out of town purchased hotel rooms too. In the past, we've had trouble getting numbers from hotel rooms, but that's one thing that we want to work on. And I think starting advertising early, which is what we're trying to do with this funding cycle, and get some seed money to actually secure the band's deposits so that we can start, pushing what we're doing next year early in this year. And I think that would go a long way to actually, getting things moving and keeping that momentum. And actually just today, 3 months later, people are still posting about, posting their pictures from the event. So if we could ride that wave, I think we can make it bigger and bigger each year. And I don't know if we will ever get to Aftershock size, but I think we can definitely at least get to Night in the Country size. What else? What do we have?
We can pass back to them.
Want to go back there?
This slide right here is one of the ways, this was a pilot program for our local businesses. Do you guys know what POGs are? You do? Okay. Well, this was our POGs for our event. We called these cash caps, and we used these as items that you can use as actual currency at the festival. So we partnered up with the 5 businesses that are advertised up there, and they created a special item that was only for the limited time for the promotion of Inferno. And if you went in and purchased this item, you had gotten a cash cap, kind of a challenge thing. All of these things, save for one, were really spicy. So with that, we also created a crawl because each location had 4 individual designs of these POGs or cash caps. So it was encouraging people to continue to go purchase these items and collect them all because that's what you do. So one thing that was interesting with that is we created a cash cap crawl where we invited the public to come with us, the ACEs, so they can ask all of their crazy questions. And we offered raffle tickets to encourage people to come with us and go to each one of these locations and get more POGs. So this was the pilot program, and the businesses got a really sweet deal. This time we are actually going to be charging a little more for this because it is promotion that we do on our end. We did mailers as well to promote this, but we advertised this to everywhere that the ads were coming from. So anyone in Reno, Sacramento, any of the places that we advertised was also advertising this promotion. So this was a unique thing that we hadn't done yet, and it was awesome. And we will be continuing this kind of model in the future. Also, side note, not a single person brought those cash caps in to use them as money. They kept them all. So that was pretty exciting. Alrighty, advertising. So most of the advertising that we did, we tried to use our ticket provider, which was Eventbrite, and it was new to us and it was clunky. And with the time allotted for this festival, we decided to allocate that to just general social media and radio and TV. It went well. We had thousands and thousands of views. Drowning Pool, our headliner, also did promotional videos, which were seen by their 2.xxx million followers. So we got a lot of ground, and the more bigger bands that we can secure, the more that Fernley is seen. We plug this everywhere. It's on a 40-foot banner on our big old stage. It's glorious. So we are hoping to use any funds that we have left over into advertising, again, further reach, extended amounts of time, and we think that that will be fortuitous in our ventures. And look at that little guy. I just want to pinch his cheeks. He's so cute. I love me a young metalhead. Is there anything on this list? No. So yeah. Jamie?
I just want to say, as proof of concept, like I said before, and as Levon mentioned, Night in the Country had similar numbers on their first year that we had this year. So we believe the potential is there. Plus, it's unique. It's tied to our local places. It's tied to the desert. It's tied to the unique pieces. Not that we want to associate with Burning Man at all, but we did have fire art, and a lot of those people are Burning Man artists, but we have a unique connection here in this community to be able to feature some of that art, which gives us something that's kind of not something you see everywhere. In addition to that, we had the tumbleweed bonfires, and tying in that little piece of local pain in our sides, thorn in our sides, is kind of a way to bring something that's very unique to the desert. I've had visiting artists for the Mural Festival, for example, that are not from the area, come in and say they're actual tumbleweeds. They actually roll down the street, not something they see everywhere. So not only that, but it's just something that can be really unique to our area and give Fernley something that puts us on the map in a totally new way. And we're really excited about the future. So we're looking to you guys to help us keep that fire burning and help us out with some money to get next year started. Any questions?
Mr. Hannon? Thank you, Chairman Torres. Good evening.
Hi.
I had some people tell us our sound system wasn't working, but you were talking. I think the people down the street could hear. You're larger than life, so I love that. I had a question. I was curious. How did you get so many people from Sacramento in the outside area? Did you advertise in those demographics?
Yeah, so 15% of our advertising was out of state. And so that resulted in actually a bigger response than we expected. We weren't really sure what to expect with advertising that far out, but we were able to get quite a few people from Sacramento.
So can I ask, how did you decide to target focus advertising in those areas? Whose idea was that? And it worked out well, apparently.
Well, really, it just came down to cost. So, we tried to focus where we thought the most sales would be, we figured more people would come from Reno than anywhere else, which kind of ended up being the case. About 50% of the people came from Reno. But most of the advertising methods, you have a radius where you can select, and we tried to, maximize our impact and spill over into Tahoe and Sacramento and up into Chico a little bit. If you go too far, then people are like, well, I'm not driving 6 hours to go to Fernley, whatever that is.
Right.
So we tried to come up, people from Sacramento know Reno, they come there often, but it's just a couple more minutes to come out this way.
It's a great idea. And I think maybe it's an element that some of the other folks can kind of pick up on, because I didn't even think about that. And I think about a lot of things, but that's not one of them. But when you said that, kind of a spark lit off in my head, and I thought, wow, I think we're missing something here. We have, like you're saying, we have within 2 to 3 hours. I think really Sacramento's 2.5 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
And there's a huge population there in that whole Central Valley there. It's got me thinking now, maybe Oregon. There's all these places that are super close by. So, wow. Congratulations.
We ended up pulling in bands from out of state also, and some of their fans came with them too. So we had a band come from Oregon, so they had some fans that bought tickets from there and then traveled with them as well.
Okay, that makes sense. Wow. Well, that's great. I love it. So keep it up. You guys are doing a great job, and I appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Good job.
Thank you.
I got one comment as you guys go back. I was there. I think I was paid to be there.
You were in the picture, actually.
Was I?
That's right.
That's funny. Well, I was there hanging out with my crews, but I had the opportunity to speak to your guys' headliner.
Oh.
And I asked how they felt that the event went, and they said it was the best first-time events that they've attended, and that they've attended a lot of first-time events, and this was way more organized than the others. So we do expect it to get better, learning curves and things like that, I'm sure, but just wanted to share that. So thank you and good job.
Thank you for sharing that too. And you're up there in the middle right there with actually my kid shooting off the flamethrower.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
But,
I had a lot of fun with that.
It was a lot of fun. Also, actually, just one more comment too about the bands too, that bringing in Drowning Pool was a big pull for us. They're internationally known and that did draw people. And but a lot of people also doubted. They said,
Yes.
is it really Drowning Pool coming to Fernley? Like, are you, messing with us? Is this a cover band? But then we proved, no, we can bring in big names. We can actually pull this off. And there was a lot of people after the fact with, FOMO, like fear of missing out, like, oh man, I can't believe I didn't go. And so I think we really built something that people are very excited about for next year. So
awesome. I actually used that flamethrower to do weeds at the fire station. So that's pretty cool.
So I sent it home with you at the end of that night.
Yeah, I don't know why you did that. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Now, she is correct about, I was at the first night in the country, I had to work it, and the rodeo arena and the fairgrounds in Urington wasn't even full on the first one. And then they have like 20,000 something that attend the concert, 30,000 that are in the campgrounds. So it exploded.
Fingers crossed.
All right, 3.8, 4th of July committee, 4th of July celebration.
Oh, hi, Becky Hallett, and
Robert Perea.
so we came to ask you guys for money so we can blow things up in Fernley. The 4th of July, I've been getting some comments from people, I don't like that thing. That people that are trying to join the parade in Reno, because Reno's having a parade for first time in 2 years, that they're so disorganized that they decided that they'd rather just come join ours because we know what we're doing. And I talked to different people when I go to different places. The optometrist I go to, their entire office comes to Fernley to go to our 4th of July celebration. They said the one in Sparks is horrible. So we're doing the same thing that we do every year. The Masons will have a breakfast in the morning, and I believe the church, the LDS church across from the Downtown Park is also going to do a breakfast this year. We'll have the parade down Main Street, all the stuff at the park. We're going to have the vendors, the horseshoes, the kids contest, we're having, there's a gentleman going to do a strongman demonstration.
Yeah.
He's going to bend some metal pipes, so come work out with him, Joe. And the grease pigs, and then we have a raffle going. We're gonna have that going on, and then the fireworks at the end, and live music. Sorry, live music. So people come in, they stay, they camp out with us, they stay in the hotels, they fill their gas tanks, they eat at some of the restaurants, or they get food from the vendors in the park. They shop at the vendors in the park. That is really, no. So I know that we never get a count of the hotels because they just say, well, we're full. Awesome, you're full, but so I know that the rooms get full, and past couple of years we've had campers. Right now we have one, so hopefully we'll get more. Do you guys have any questions?
Any questions? Mr. Mendoza?
I got a lot of people that are going to come from family that'll be filling some rooms up. So, because they're not staying with me, that's for sure. So I think it's well worth the
Get
effort.
them a tent. They can camp out at the park.
Mr. Hannon?
Thank you, Chairman Torres. I really want to know some numbers. I think this event happens every year, and it's like one of the only events that we don't have any numbers from. I'm
From
not-
the hotels?
I'm just
Sorry.
talking about, heads and beds and attendance. My request would be for next year that, we have some way of tracking to see, what the turn, because everyone asks me and I have no idea. I mean, I think a lot of us are guessing, but it would be, I think moving forward, the city is poised to help promote these events, and we want to help the events to do well. And by bringing those numbers back to us, helps us help you, right? So I think it's very important. I think all the organizations have brought us really, really good numbers, and they all have worked out techniques to collect that data. I don't know how you do it for the 4th of July, but I don't know if it's parking or counting cars or what it is, but I would just be curious do you have any numbers at all?
When we've gone around and talked to the hotels, all they will tell us is that all the rooms were full, that they're completely booked out. But they have no idea if they're there for the 4th of July or if they're here visiting, or there was no way for us to track. And we've left surveys and asked people to fill them out, and
Yeah.
most of the time they don't.
Are people camping this year in the park?
Right now we have one camper, but
What if-
the past few years, we've had several people staying out there.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. And we
When
look
it
forward
comes to tracking people who come, one of the main obstacles is that it's a free event. And so we're not selling admission. We're not, unless they're a vendor or register for the parade, people just show up. And so for those people, we can tell you how many came from out of town or how many here. That's the one problem that we've always had. And when I have gone to the hotels and asked, like, can I get some kind of documentation for, and then they won't give it.
Wow. Okay. Well, I appreciate that, and good luck on the event. Thank you.
Mr. Mendoza, you had something else?
Yeah, no, thank you guys for doing it. It's a heavy lifting load to
It's
to deal
fun.
with
You
it.
should come play with us.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I've done the fireworks for many years and I'm very exhausted just after lighting fireworks with people. So, but thank you guys for doing that. And I was just going to mention it is a free event, so it'll kind of be hard, but maybe some numbers for the parade or the events of the people that show up and do the events, and maybe throw an average number out there or something. But
Were you going to participate in Guns and Hoses this year? It's tied 2-2.
yeah, we're gonna win. We're
Yeah, that's the one thing I was going to say. We're kind of rebranding the name of the sheriff's office and the fire from the Battle of Bands. We're calling it Guns and Hoses.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna take the lead 3-1, 3-2. So that actually started. I went and got a bunch of wristbands for the grease pig contest and started putting them on people's wrists that didn't realize what the contest was for. And we picked all the probationary firemen and all the probationary sheriffs, and then we told them after the wristband was on them. So that's how it kind of started. It was fun, and I'm glad to see it going. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Chairman Torres. This is for Mr. Carson and maybe the mayor. I don't know which one. You said the mayor requested $10,000 in addition to the 10,000 on this line item. So you're asking for 20 tonight. That's the ask.
Robert Carson, City Treasurer, for the record. The ask is 40,000, so it's $10,000 over what was last year. So $40,000.
So on my form, it says 10. So are we adding 10 to this number?
So when it was, the motion was to approve the $10,000 increase, I believe, which would make it $40,000.
So we leave this number here and we've had a separate motion that covers the additional?
No, the $10,000 that's on the form is for what they're asking for specifically. The $10,000 that we made the motion and voted on was what the mayor asked for, is to add to the fireworks fund.
Okay, I just want to be clear. Thank you.
Yeah, Neil McIntyre for the record. Yeah, so with the increase of the cost of the fireworks and stuff, and it being the 25th anniversary and 250th anniversary, I just felt that adding 10,000 to the 30,000, making it a total of $40,000 would help with our celebration on the 4th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, item 3.9, Sacred Visions Powwow Committee, Sacred Visions Powwow.
Hello there. My name is Jose Gomez. I am the secretary for the Sacred Vision Powwow. I want to introduce our princesses right now.
Hama na Romana no kuyoitakara Ipia Rebecca Dodd in Buffy Mashburn in Mary Dodd Itogo Gordon Dodd Ihitsi Usai forgot. Hello everybody, my name is Aurora Morningsong Mashburn. I am currently 15 years old and I am an enrolled member of the Pyramid Lake Paiute tribe. I'm also Owens Valley Paiute from Bishop, California. And I proudly represent as the Miss Sacred Visions 2025 to 2026. And then this right here is Nailani Johnson. She is 5 years old and she is an enrolled member of the Reno Sparks Indian Colony. So my grandpa's, sorry guys, I'm kind of nervous. My grandpa Gordon Dodd actually started the Sacred Visions powwow back in 2009. He had this vision of bringing everybody home, like just the surrounding tribes and stuff. So I think our first Sacred Visions powwow took place in 2009 and it was just his vision. And then we're trying to like just continue that vision to be alive.
I'll take it. So as our princess said, this is going to be our 15th year. We're asking for, for the grant again. We're really thankful for you guys for giving us, I think this is our 3rd year applying. So we're really thankful for you guys. With this powwow, it brings a lot of our ancestors to the community. A lot of people from New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, all the surrounding communities. We do see roughly about over 2,000 people coming to our powwow. This year, we're actually changing the dates. Currently, we used to have it during July, but we're due to the hot weather we're getting, we're moving it to September, from September 10th to the 13th. We would love for you guys to come and experience our powwow and our traditions. So with the funds that we're getting, it helps us keep our sacred grounds cleaned and bring everything ready to go for the powwow that's going to be in September. Any questions?
Any questions? Okay, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, with our last presentation, what we're going to do is we're going to turn in our number sheets to the clerk's office. They're going to tally up the numbers and then give us about 10 minutes break, and then we'll come back with the final results.
Busy? There we go. That's why he didn't speak. Was that a hint?
That should be in the center, third element says. No, it's zero. Where to go. They're in there. I told them, like, one of the high bids there is specific shipping shelving that
Really?
they did that the day before.
And the trouble with the scale.
So it's just.
Yeah, I almost.
Yeah, as I told her, I was telling, we talked to them. Well, we figured it was church. Like, still. It depends on how it goes or something. But obviously. There's the spillover. My brother. Then I gotta figure out how to get home and it's back. I don't know. I'll see. It's usually better if it's both of us. Hanging out. Yeah. So it's just. He invites us on holidays all the time. It's just cooler when like, we don't have to talk about. Right. Like, sharing something else, that's nice. I'm probably won't be doing any of that either. It's a Pantera. There you go. See. I like that music.
Sandy, are we ready?
Yeah, just see me. I'm sorry. I have a phone turned on. No. It went dead.
It's upside down, Joe. So is this a good thing?
Be careful. I don't want to overthink anything too much.
All right, I call this meeting back to order, and we're going to go ahead and call out the numbers. I can't see that far, sorry. So the amount awarded to Fernley softball is $15,666.67. Reese Across America, $9,866.67. Fernley Junior Rodeo is 10 grand. Fernstock, $5,533.33. Foundation Fridays is 4,000. Reigns of Hope and JT Ranch is 15,000. Inferno averaged out to $16,333.33. Fernley 4th of July, 10,000. And Sacred Visions Powwow, $8,366.67 for a total of $94,766.67. So congratulations to all those events and organizations. Yeah, so if I can get a motion to approve that and a second, Mr. Hannon.
Thank you, Chairman Torres. I make a motion to approve the FCTA grant application requests and the submissions, the numbers that were just read out loud as submitted.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mr. Hannon and a second by Mr. Mendoza. All in favor, say aye.
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 Chair Torres, if I may, before you adjourn,
Yes.
April Hami for the record. I just wanted to tell everyone, thank you for being here, and your award letters will be out within the week. I will most likely email them. If you want me to mail them via the postal service, let me know, but I'll probably just email out the award letters. And I also want to reiterate, we're here to help you. So send me your flyers, send me the dates, send me everything. Send it in a timely manner so we can help you advertise as well. That is my big plug this year. Send me those flyers. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
You're welcome. Motion passes 3-0. Next item, item 4, items requested by board members. Do I have any items requested by the board? Seeing none. Item 5, address requests for future agenda items. Do we have any future agenda items? Seeing none. Number 6, public forum.
Good evening again, Cody Wagner for the record. One, thank you for the awards. They're awesome. 2, I just wanted to address this board specifically. So right before this meeting, I was over at Polaris Plaza, we planted some stuff. I've been hand watering because we haven't run irrigation to it yet. That's coming. But I kind of did a walk around. If you've been out there, it's been open for a year. You probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Right next to the play equipment, we have a vacant lot. I counted 4 different boats. I counted 3 different RVs, someone obviously living in there, pile of trash right next to where, you know, we got 150, 200 kids playing there every single day throughout the summer. It's been there. Everyone knows it. When I started being involved with the FCTA 10 years ago with Colleen, we kind of put together a plan to use the 60% of the funds that Mr. Carson reported to you at the beginning of the meeting to purchase that land. So I know it can be done. My push in the next year is I think the FCTA should make a huge move towards trying to purchase that land, clean it up, add it to the parking lot. There would be a direct path from the parking lot in front of the depot, so you don't have to cross over into the Boys and Girls Club area to get to Polaris Plaza, to get to the front of the depot, that we could make like a really beautiful community space. And then you open up this vision of connecting this parking lot here at City Hall to that for your trunk or treat that I know is going to fill that whole parking lot, and you could park people here, walk them across right through that lot to the area. So I just wanted to put in a plug. FCTA funds could be used to purchase that. I really believe. I think that should be a goal of ours, us, you guys in the next year. Thanks.
Thanks, sir.
Jamie Daniels for the record. First of all, I just want to say thank you guys so much. Thank you for all of your support throughout the years, for the ACEs and all the things we do. We are a volunteer, we're nonprofit, and some of this stuff is a really big lift for our little team. And we couldn't do it without you guys. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. On a second note, Becky actually brought something up when she was talking about the 4th of July, and you brought up tracking numbers. And I wanted to ask for your assistance as a board who's dealing with the funds that come from the hotel rooms, heads and beds. For somebody who puts on free events for the community a lot, it is really hard to track. So I feel the 4th of July committee really hard on that one, because Mural Festival, we try, and it is really hard. A lot of it has to do with going to the hotel rooms or to the hotels and saying, can we do a block of rooms? Can we do a code or something that people can book rooms with so we can track how many of our people came? And the problem is the tracking just gets lost. Like, I had a family member who came and got a hotel room for the Mural Festival, and I had arranged to have, a code with the hotel. The thing was, you couldn't use the code online. You could not call the 1-800 number. You had to call the local desk and make sure that the person booking your room actually put that code into the computer when they booked. So this was my family member, called and did that. And when they checked out, they said, "Did you get this tracked?" They wanted to make sure because they knew how important it was to us. They had not tracked it, despite all of the effort. And I'm going to tell you that the average person coming to one of our events is not going to do that. So I would love to have better tracking and better cooperation with our hotels, because we do want to bring people in and we do want to see them using our local hotels and, spending money here. We want to see them staying. And we'd love to be able to bring those numbers to you for free events too. So Inferno gives us a very good advantage on that front, because we can track exactly where people come from, which is a whole new thing for us too. But I would love to sit down with any of you and help us work out a way to do that better, not just for the ACEs, but for 4th of July, at Community Foundation, anybody who's not actually doing tickets and needs to track those things, because we'd love to have your help. So that's my plea. Thank you.
What I'll do is I will get with April and the clerk's office.
Okay.
And we will set up a meeting with myself, you, and both of them, and see if we can get over to the hotels and basically try to work out a plan on getting that done.
I'd really like that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
I just wanted to thank you guys. This means a lot to us. We're beyond grateful. And then we also had some t-shirts from last year's powwow we wanted to give you guys. Is there like a certain place we could drop them off at and later this week?
If you get a chance, you can drop them off at the front desk, either with the clerk's office or with one of the ladies up front, and just let them know who it's for, and they'll put them in our box.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Becky Hallett for the record. I did forget to tell you guys that we have John Potter. He used to be on one of the local TV stations in Reno. Now he does a radio broadcast. He'll be here on the 4th of July from 9 a.m. to noon, and he'll be broadcasting and interviewing some of the local people and advertising the businesses here in Fernley. So, thank you.
I'm Robert Perea, and I wanted to say something too about this board. It's awesome to see some of the events that people have come in, some of the new events that have been presented to you guys in the last couple of months, because I remember probably about 10 or 11 years ago, there was an event that a group held at the park, and they did a lot of work. When I went to it, it was about the size, the turnout was about the size of a large family picnic maybe. And so to see brand new events come and they have hundreds of people for the first time, and I mean, that's awesome. And nobody could do that stuff without you guys. So just want to acknowledge that. Thank you.
Jackie Moxley for the record. I just wanted to thank you all from the bottom of our hearts from JT Ranch and Reigns of Hope at JT Ranch. We do encourage you to come up to the ranch and we can do a mock therapy session so you can see it firsthand if you're interested. But we wanted to personally, I know you've already been up there, Mr. Torres. So thank you very much again. We appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'm going to open up number 5, Mr. Mendoza's request. And this is for a future agenda item.
Yes, I'd like to place on a future agenda item for discussion, possible action, to discuss the purchase of the lot by the CCRC, and then kind of go from there.
Okay, we will agendize that, and I will also call building in the morning to have them go over with code enforcement on that lot to get it cleaned up. I know they were over, it was cleaned, then it fills up with more stuff. But thank you for that. I don't see any other public comment. Nobody's online. And thank you everybody for coming. I really appreciate you guys putting all this time and effort into our community. And this meeting is adjourned.
That would be the morning before the. The other thing that we're gonna have to map like that. Just stay over. Well, they can't because the park is going to swing. So I gotta get it. Gotta promote. Full place, I think.